Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, 4 nerds, by nerds, hanging out with all the nerds today. Plus intern Kyle over there doing intern shit.
So he gets introduced second. Look at this, they've all been downgraded and demoted.
Meet the Nerdarchy here.
Marcus Ryan.
Marcus Ted.
Well, collectively you were introduced.
Yeah, that's true.
So
hopefully they all know who we are by now.
Yeah, I see us on a screen. It means it's working.
Yeah, maybe some people don't know who we are, or they decided to skip that altogether.
Or they accidentally click on the wrong link and think they're gonna get Matt Colville.
Yeah,
Surprise, sucker!
That was yesterday.
That was yesterday. Yeah, so you know, we've got some things going on, and we've had some things going on, and it's been a lot of fun. You know, we've had some really cool guests on. Some of you guys tuned in yesterday for Matt Colville. We're doing some new things with the patrons in order to get you guys engaged and involved more. We show you a little more love. We got, what else we got going on? We got some games coming up.
We do. There's actually several games on the horizon that are gonna get started. Some of them are one shots. Some of them are going to be campaigns. April 12th is going to be Infinite Roleplay, who created the Saturday morning tabletop role-playing game. He's going to be having myself, Nerdarchy, Dave, and 2 of our staff writers play his RPG. So that's noon on April 12th. The 14th is going to be Sam Caldwell. He's going to be running a 40th level, beyond epic campaign. Again, I think that one's just a one-shotter. And then Dave is going to be running a ongoing campaign in Open Legends that's going to be starting on Fridays.
Open Legend.
Yeah, Open Legend.
My apologies. No S.
Brian Feaster will come through the other and then just super punch you.
He's within driving distance.
Yeah. Knock off the S.
How dare you? Yeah, actually, we actually about 2 weeks from yesterday, we'll be doing the session 0 for that. And guys, if you want to dictate how that game's going and you happen to be a patron of ours, there's a poll over there that we posted, so you can go weigh in. So I'm already formulating ideas for the game, based off of that poll.
Unless it drastically shifts, and then you'll ruin all of Dave's ideas.
I know. But so far, right, we've got a steampunk with fantasy elements, espionage, eldritch horror game, right?
So if you want to influence it into being a musical, is musical still on the
it never was.
No,
It was only on the meme.
No more tennis championship.
Yeah.
Slice of life.
But I actually got some stuff worked out for that. Basically, the world is a world very much like ours. If there would have been elves, dwarves, gnomes, and goblins, and that kind of thing, and then all the gods died, and magic went crazy. And the current campaign is based around these floating city-states with the air is just full of ether. We're calling magic ether now, and it's crazy and uncontrollable. Other than ethermancers, which it may or may not drive them nuts. The ether smiths do a little bit better, at capturing the ether and using it in devices and stuff. But there's also going to be some steampunk issues going on, and I feel like the more magical races are going to kind of be dying out. Mm-hmm. And they're going to kind of be replaced with more innovative races like dwarves, gnomes, and goblins, possibly kobolds, are going to come to the forefront.
Nice.
So
certainly better than playing Maid.
Well, yeah, better than Maid the RPG. And kind of the
Maid
idea
is huge in Japan, maybe big in Japan.
The idea is all these floating city states are kind of not necessarily at war with each other, but think U.S. Russia, 70s, 80s. So kind of a Cold War. There's a lot of spying, espionage. They're competing over the same resources. No one goes to the surface of the world anymore, and there's different reasons why that is. And actually, in session 0, I'm going to have my players start coming up with those reasons. Some of them might be true. All of them might be true. None of them might be true. But I definitely want them to weigh in on it.
Nice.
And the very beginning of the kicking off the game, which is going to kind of start the arc, is this eldritch threat. The gods have returned, but they weren't the gods you were thinking of.
Not the gods. Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Hey,
they're going to totally change it. It's going to be fantasy western.
Yeah. So your votes could make it all that null and void. But it kind of makes me think too. A great movie, Stephen King's it's based off his short story, The Mist, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
So there's another poll going over there on Patreon. For you guys ask us all the time what's our favorite race, and so therefore now I'm asking you guys. And as of the last time I checked, the dwarf was still in the lead.
That's right, because it's the master.
A little bias, yeah. A little
I think I'm gonna have to sign
self-selecting.
up for our Patreon.
Yeah, I have to fix this.
Let's fix this one vote at a time.
Can I hack it? How many times can I sign up?
How
and
many
fix
times?
this?
Vote often, vote early, vote often.
That's what they say in Fishtown.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's going on the Patreons, right? So we're getting a lot of cool guests coming on. Next week we have Steve Kenson. I actually started looking into him. I'm like, Means and Masterminds. That's what he did. And then I realized his list of credits is like
A
this.
mile long. Yeah.
Like he's worked on everything. So he was the lead designer on Out of the Abyss and Sword Coast Adventures as well. So
Nice.
for you D&D fans, but I know and love him from Mutants and Masterminds, but there's also Icons. He's worked in World of Darkness, Fantasy Age, and there's actually a bunch of other things. So if you have questions for Steve or any of the other guests and you happen to be a patron, go over there and comment on those posts with your questions, because I'm going to read those first when we get these guests on. And after we get through those, then we'll get to the live chat and to those people in there. But we also have Brian Stillman coming back, Plastic Galaxy, as well as The Art of D&D.
I have the Beholder, the Art of D&D.
Yeah,
right. There you go.
that's exactly it.
Subtitles. It's a thing.
Yeah, we have Zach Glazer coming on. He works for Frog God Games. He used to be Lesser Gnome Games. Now the rumor I heard, and it could be incorrect, is that Lesser Gnome got bought out, and like they gave him a high-ranking position at Frog Gods.
Yeah.
So, but when I talk to him, we'll delve into all that. We have Nelson from Infinite Roleplay coming on to tell you guys about the game he's been working on for, I want to say, the last year and a half or so. Which
Very cool.
I played a real early beta test on that, and that was a lot of fun.
And he said that the version you played is vastly different from where the game evolved to.
So now you're not going to have the first clue of what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
You had the inside
like I did before.
but then he just changes it radically. Yeah.
We also have Dan Dillon coming on, who is a writer, does a lot of third-party stuff
Right. Yeah.
for D&D. I don't know, maybe Pathfinder too. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
definitely D&D. So we'll get more on that. I'm going to have James Sutter on, talk about Starfinder. I know a lot of guys want to know, and girls want to know about online gaming, so I'm bringing in an expert on the 11th to talk
Matt Mercer. No, April Fools.
April Fools,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I mean, we did get Matt Colville, but we can't muster Matt level.
Matt Mercer probably doesn't know the first thing about running an online game. He's got like people doing all that stuff for him.
Yeah.
He just shows up and runs an awesome game.
Yeah.
So we have Ian Christensen coming on, who runs loads of games online.
Yeah, and he also is the current. He currently runs the One Shot Group, which is 7,000 deep of people just getting together, hanging out on Facebook and playing RPGs. So that's all well and good. So I figured he might know a thing or two about gaming online.
I think so.
About a thing or two.
Yes, that's where we're at so far. We're booked out almost like 2 weeks now.
Yeah, for the daily stuff. It's intense.
Hey, Kyle, has anybody started to weigh in on where they're at, where they're from?
We haven't had the official roll call yet. However, I did see a little bit of Canada, some South Dakota coming up. So go ahead, guys. Tell us where you're at.
Can you guys hear us okay?
Yeah, that's true.
Because someone's not doing their job.
Split the mic out. There
It's
we
not
go.
me.
Well, I actually noticed that a bit ago, but the sound was still tracking, and they're weighing in. So I assumed that.
Yeah, they're weighing in, going, we can't hear you.
Yeah.
There we go. Now we got Lithuania, Utah, Aussies,
Oh yeah.
Ann Arbor, Michigan, California, Space Sector 28 and 14. Thank you, Comic Book University. I'm sure that's a reference to something.
Yeah.
Reno,
Coming into you.
Texas, Germany, Delaware, Cleveland, Australia again,
Hey, Delaware's
Arkansas. You spelled Arkansas wrong. You spell it the way it should be spelled, so I can't fault you there.
local. Well, they know how we pronounce things.
Yeah.
Arkansas, what's that?
Yeah.
Illinois.
Yesterday we actually I forgot to do the roll call. It was actually hard to talk on our own live chat because Matt Colville talks so fast and so much.
Well, you mentioned the roll call, but you just that you didn't get to it.
I think
Yeah,
I said
yeah.
5 sentences between Dave and Matt.
I think most people out of that trade would have taken the having Colville speak more.
I think so. They
rather
thought there's a couple of them that thought it was funny. They're like, someone who talks more than Dave.
You've been one up.
I've definitely been one up, but I thought it was worthy. He was the guest, so we got to a bunch of questions. We took the patron questions, so it was all good. And Matt, he's always got got good stuff to talk about. And like he was supposed to come on and tell us about his campaign ending session. And he's like, the players totally boned me. It didn't end.
Did not come back next
But he
week.
gave us a little snippet of what's been happening. So.
Yeah. Illithid's, Hand of Vecna, and a spellcaster. I'm like, you're a dick. I'm glad you're not idea. He's like, what are you talking about? They're 7th level. They're fine.
They can totally handle it. Totally handle it.
Yeah, he's like, it didn't end, but I think I'm going to kill them next time.
I mean, ending a campaign where the characters very well could end in death, like it's fine. It's the end of the campaign. Like go big or go home by that point.
I can't fault him there.
Epic deaths and epic rewards.
Yeah. Although he did mess up because he wouldn't let the players wish the Illithid dead. I'm like, you should have totally let him wish it dead and bring it back as a lich or a vampire.
Yeah.
That would totally rock.
Next,
That'd be
level.
good.
Dude, it's got the Hand of Vecna attached to it. It could absolutely come back as something.
Yeah.
That's reasonable. I think it's completely
Vecna
reasonable.
Avatar.
Well, yeah, why not? With
With
tentacles.
tentacles. Slimy tentacles.
With beardicles.
So a lich illithid, like those tentacles would fall off. Would he have like
There's
special
such thing
tentacles?
as like a lich illithid. Like there's
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Alhooms or
Alhooms.
something.
Yeah, they'd be undead tentacles.
It's totally.
It's, not,
You
it's like
don't-
zombified rather than
yeah. You
mummified.
don't get rid of it. You don't make the tentacles fall off.
I
Do
think
not
we
do
should
that.
change our Illithids, though, and give them beardicles.
They have beards instead of.
More like stringy, like
More tentacles.
enemy tentacles, like
just more tentacles,
like
and they hang down
like
to, like, a
Man of
beard.
War kind
Yeah.
of like. Not the
Something
band,
like
but
Yeah. So, but when they go for the brain suck, it's like you're also blinded.
I mean, a cosmetic change. Like he could easily model an illithid to be more representative of Man of War, like a weird jelly head. Like that would be kind of creepy. Like that sort of semi-transparent thing.
Let's ask those guys. Should our Illithids have beardicles?
Well, when you say that, I'm actually picturing Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, it's kind of like that a little bit. He stole my idea first.
Yeah.
Curse you. So what else you got on? You got a long list of stuff to talk about.
I do. So it's just a quick shout out. It's a thank you to all the fans out there. We have hit we hit 20,000 on Facebook.
Woo!
So, yay. That's
It's not as exciting as over 9,000, but
Yeah.
yeah.
well,
but we passed that already.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
It's over double 9,000.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Over
weird,
double 9,000.
the weird thing about Facebook is it's been like we get pretty good numbers and pretty steady people rolling in, and then we lose numbers, and then steady rolling in, lose numbers, steady rolling in.
Well, that's because Facebook essentially fucks you.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you're not paying for this?
Yeah.
Forget you. We're not showing your stuff. And we'll just delete people from you because they don't interact with your stuff that we don't show them.
So it's like the YouTube glitch, I guess, all over again.
yeah, a little bit.
Well, less so, I think, but and more intentional.
Their idea of how they're making money off of the people on it is different than YouTube. So.
Yeah.
So sometime before we sign off, we have a giveaway for our March giveaway. Winner's been randomly selected from the Patreon and those that have sent in things using our form that Nate created.
The Nate form.
Our legal department created.
Our legal department.
Who's not actually legal representation nor legal department.
So what you're saying
I'm
is
LARPing as a legal department right now.
our registered LARPing barrister.
Yes, exactly.
Matter of fact, every time we say that, our Patreon supporter, fan, and good friend Kurt always cringes when we bring up anything legal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in the business, right?
He's an attorney and a
in the-
business attorney. Yeah.
in the industry.
Yeah, he's a corporate lawyer, I believe.
Yeah. Winces. He's just twitching.
Which is why I also say that every time.
It's not
So
me,
no one
it's not
actually
my fault.
thinks I'm actual legal defense or anything like that.
Well, that's actually part of my legal defense is I'm trying to put precedent that we're blaming you.
Yeah.
So this way I can.
And then I'm
kind of
absolving myself of any
Yeah.
of any credit whatsoever.
Yeah. You
So
get
it's like circle.
yeah.
Circular logic.
They're gonna be like, Your Honor, these people are idiots. Just lock them all up. Throw
We
away
either-
the king.
We
Oh no,
take,
they procreated.
take pity on them and leave them alone or lock them all up.
Lock them away. Forget the original charges. We just need to get them out of civilized lands.
Yeah.
I guess that's it. We're done. That's it, my
So
part.
Kyle's giving looks. We have something over there.
We've just got a ton of approval for the Man of War Illithids, all the beardicles.
All
right, so there we go.
And for Barrister New Jersey edition, the LARP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your Honor, overruled. Objection. Like you just larp as lawyers. We'll call it the lawyer
What do you
larp.
got, like a boffer gaffle?
So
I really can't hear that. It's not impactful.
You
Oh,
make-
no. You tape like snap bangs to it.
Oh yeah.
and then also
But you still
too,
use the boffer.
you do
Yeah.
like the judge's wig, like the
absolutely,
periwig,
yeah.
but you do it like with duct tape. You make the little curls that are rolled. Like Nerf darts with duct tape curls around them. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So you had other things to talk about, Ted, right?
That is the majority of the list. We kind of have some things, double and triple booked on the 15th, so we're still up in the air as to what's going on for Geekfest.
There is always that. So we haven't announced we're going to be there. So I don't know. I don't actually know if we're gonna have time to make an appearance this year.
So April 15th is South Jersey Geekfest. I know we've done hangouts and things with some of our awesome fans that have actually come. That's actually where we met Nerdarchy Kyle, intern Kyle, however you want to be referred to as.
Formerly known as.
Just gonna give him this long title, Nerdarchy intern Kyle. We need some more
So-
stuff in there.
Ted,
Chai Walla.
you're not going to be in the area, right?
I am going to be busy that morning.
Ted's always in the area.
I'm actually,
He can go places, He's not on house arrest.
I'm actually crossing the bridge into Philly to get a tour of the ballpark with the Scouts.
Ah.
So it's going to be a 90-minute tour that starts at like 9:30. So I should be back here like 11:30. But
So Geekfest is going on. We can't promise you we'll be there. I think that's the gist of it.
But yeah,
But we're
later
also
on.
gonna do this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we are absolutely going to do this because we always do this.
But later on, when this video is rendered, people can in the comments say whether they're going to be there anyway. So
Well, yeah, I mean, you guys can meet up with each other.
Yeah.
So, and we haven't been officially invited to Geekfest as Nerdarchy either. So there's that.
yeah.
Dave's like,
Come on, guys, we're right down the street for the love of God. But yeah, it's a good time. I mean, and every year they do get bigger and add more stuff, and they are constantly trying to figure out ways to make it cool.
Yeah, we are no angry video game nerd, which he lives probably like within a half hour of here, like that dude. So James Rolfe.
Yeah, I just saw the sign for it with them on it.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to be at that. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's
That's
literally
okay.
a stone's throw away. I forget where he lives exactly, but it's close.
You got our spot.
Yeah, yeah,
You're in our spot.
yeah. We just need like another multiplier of millions of people that know who we are.
Wah, wah, wah.
But yeah, he's entertaining.
Well, we did trick some new people, I think, into checking us out yesterday.
Yeah, so
With
that was
the
good.
with the Matt Colville live chat, there was definitely people that responded in the comments going, "I thought I was clicking on a Matt Colville video.
Yeah.
It was like,
Who are
yes.
these Nerdarchy guys?"
Yeah, we had over 500.
On the
Yeah.
actual live, yeah,
biggest live chat so far.
yeah, by like 4 times.
So if you can get Colville in your video, it's a 5x multiplier of people. This is a YouTube tip. YouTube tip.
something.
Trip.
Something that starts with a T.
And we even made it difficult for him. We didn't even give him the share link.
Yeah.
We're keeping all the Matt Colville to ourselves. Hey, put in the chat, guys? Did anybody catch that? Did you like it? You want us to do more of those? Hopefully, we can get more. I don't know where we go to after Matt Colville. I'm like, well, I guess there's a Matt Mercer,
Yeah.
but he's gonna be. I feel like he's gonna have handlers we have to get through.
Maybe he's attainable.
Yeah. We're gonna try anyway. We do know a guy that knows a guy, so there's that.
We do. We have to hopefully see if we can make that work.
Yeah, I also like. There's a couple of people I'm interested in trying to talk to. Michael Shea's another one.
Yeah.
Ed Greenwood would be cool to get on as well. He's like the freaking godfather of Forgotten Realms.
Well, I mean, that being said, like both Matt Colville and Brian Feaster both have had interactions with Matt Mercer, so I think that's a way to go up the chain. Like,
Yeah.
like hey, guys,
Like I said, we know a guy.
we know a couple of guys that know a guy. Maybe make that happen.
Maybe. Tweet at him. If you guys would like to see Matt Mercer come on, tweet at him because he's on Twitter all the time.
Yeah.
That guy is prolific.
Yeah.
I'm always getting notifications. Matt Mercer.
There's also
Matt Mercer's breakfast. Matt Mercer's favorite D20.
there's also there's the angry DM or GM, I guess at this point now. He's polarizing. Like
Yeah. I thought of him too. Like I've been mentally working on my list. I'm like, where do I go now?
Who did the Lazy Dungeon Master? I don't remember.
Michael
It
Shea.
was Michael.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, we should probably get him on. We saw a couple hundred of those.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. We just show him a receipt of all. Like, hey, look, dude, you kind of owe us one.
No, it's fine.
Throw us
No.
going. Yeah.
The 3 cents per copy isn't cutting it.
We need a little piece of you.
We need a hug. That's all.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It's a hug.
if we do 5 live streams a week, that's 20-something people in a month. So
Oh yeah, on some of the live streams, we're gonna replace some of them with games here and there. Are you guys cool with that? On to the Matt Colville thing.
Everybody's loving Matt Colville. We also have a lot of love for the other live chats we got going on. Crystal Sully, amazing artwork. A lot of people suggesting what should be next. Matt Mercer is definitely up there. We also have Chris Perkins.
You know, it'd be useful too. Like, so the live comments are awesome. We really appreciate that. But like after the video goes up, like these comments are going to go away. So when the video goes up, if you could comment those after the fact, so we'll have a record of them.
Yeah. Especially the important things like the list of people you'd like us to see.
Yeah,
To see and stuff like that. And again, also, you guys can help us get them on by tweeting at them and hitting them up on social media and be like, there's these guys, these nerds.
Virtual harassment is what David is.
no, definitely not the H word.
Yeah.
Love, virtual love.
Yeah. Violently, like Charlie Sheen.
Yeah. The Crystal Sully one took a weird turn because I was like, I want to show some of her art, and that was most of the stream. Was me like going through her portfolio and being like, well, why'd you make this one? And she's like, well,
I mean, it's kind of cool to get like a little feedback behind it. There's actually a really cool thing that's more geared towards like fantasy illustrators. One Fantastic Week. So there's a couple of fantasy illustrators, and they have art directors on and other artists.
Yeah.
And like, so every once in a while they'll have a crit cast where they'll get an art director on, or people that otherwise hire illustrators, and like they'll go to the people's website and talk about what works for the website, what works as far as the art. So it's a cool one to check out if you're an artist.
Yeah, that one was actually a lot of fun. I didn't know what to expect. I knew she had amazing art, but she was a fun personality as well. Yeah, a huge Star Wars nerd. And then she's talking about going to conventions and how there's a little lady angst there because she's always had to prove herself because she gets harassed about you're not a real fan, blah blah blah. What boyfriend drug you here? And then she's got to go toe to toe with them on Star Wars trivia.
And also too though, like she's there for commercial means to sell art, so like really it could mean sweet fuck all if she is a fan or not. Like she does good fantasy art. Not everybody that does fantasy art is like an out and out fan, like or they've scaled back on their fandom because doing the work and having another existence outside of that.
I think Star Wars she goes to be at the cons.
Yeah. Oh really?
Yeah. She was talking about being online for panels and shit like that.
Yeah.
She did say that for D&D, she owns some of the monster manual, I think, but doesn't play.
Yeah. She said she just recently played her first like RPGs with Open Legend. She's like, she did bring up the point. She's like, yeah, I kind of feel guilty because I work on a lot of RPG products and have clients, but I haven't actually played it. I knew that she was into video games because I'm friends with her on Facebook and she talks about that stuff all the time.
Yeah. Well, it's like Tony Dieter Lizzie like grew up playing D&D, but like at a certain point he was so like there's so much demands on his time that I don't know the last time
he had to get a haircut and a real job.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. I don't know the last time he's picked up a set of funny shaped dice.
So that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah. Because we brought
They've tried to say it, and it's like I don't know if I said that right or not. I'm like, well, you have to.
You guys know who I mean? Planescape. Spiderweb Chronicles.
The Planescape box set, like that's just fantastic. So good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the Spiderweb Chronicles movies.
Yeah,
or movie. I don't think they did anymore.
They only did the one.
Yeah, they should do more. It was really good. I don't know if it did well enough commercially.
And there's also the did he do the Lemony Snicket art? I think he might have. And then like that's actually a series on Netflix.
Yeah,
which I'm meaning to check out.
I've checked out like 3, 4, 5 of them, something like that. I'm not all the way through. I've watched a few of them.
Yeah.
It's slow because I'm watching with my wife, and it takes forever to watch anything that way. She doesn't understand how to properly watch Netflix. You set aside 12 hours and you Netflix.
Yeah, and you call off of work the next day because you still got to finish the last 4 episodes.
I mean, or you're
and then
just
take a nap.
or you're twitching from having that much of just staring at a screen.
Like we gotta feed the kids and do stuff, and they gotta go here and there.
Dogs gotta go out.
Make
I
the
have
kids
to
take the
test
dog
this
out.
next button because it's been 3 episodes.
You know what a friggin' brilliant innovation in Netflix was? The skip intro button. Like that is just like, man, you guys, whoever innovated that in Netflix, just thumbs up. I will buy you a beer. Like when you're binging on a show, like you want to skip that after.
Come on, I don't need that 30 to 40 seconds wasted.
Yeah.
Give me the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, how do they? So now I'm curious because a lot of shows kind of start a little bit and then intro. and then go into
Well,
so it doesn't just cut out that middle
with
piece.
like Iron Fist, like there's an icon that appears skip intro. Like if you're watching it on a laptop, I don't know about with television, but if you're watching on a device,
If you're watching it through the Comcast TV thing, that's not there.
Yeah.
But if you do it on your PC, it's still there.
Speaking of Iron Fist, you got me, YouTubes. But did you watch the commercial I told you about?
I have not yet.
All right, so I was like going to do one of our videos, and the commercial starts playing, and usually I skip our commercials because we don't get paid for them.
yeah.
But it's a martial arts one. I'm like, well, this is kind of cool, and that girl looks a lot like the girl from Iron Fist.
Yeah.
They actually did the Colleen Wing martial arts school commercial.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was
You're like,
really
oh,
amazing.
martial arts. I'm into that stuff.
You know what? Like, so there most times them search commercials on YouTube. I'm pretty prompt about skipping them, just because like I need to get to the content. But there was a one for like Halo that was like, this is like such an entertaining commercial. It was like basically the aliens and like one of the space marines like having a negotiation. He's like the alien is like a used car salesman, and like they're going back and forth. I was like, this is freaking brilliant. I just want to watch this commercial.
Now I will watch. I will let the commercials play for like the creators I really like, and just leave them go.
Yeah,
As do I. Even the 5-minute long movie video that I really don't want to hear again.
That's like, all right, I'll get up and I'll.
Well, fortunately, I'm usually working while I listen to.
Oh,
stuff
so you're
on
like,
YouTube.
oh, listen to music.
Yeah, so I just go over and do whatever I'm doing and let it play in the background.
Go grab a snack, go to the bathroom, get a drink. All right, okay, it's done. Look at this.
Went on a date. I'm back.
man, how's your wife feel about that?
Well, there was one time where it was 22 minutes. And I'm like, this is a
22-minute
show.
ad?
It was a show that was running as
Served
an
as
ad.
an ad, yeah, that
I'm
gets very
like,
ridiculous.
That's a bit much.
yeah, this is a little too much to ask of me.
22 is.
Unless they can hook you in and really fast. I wonder how much they get paid on that.
I don't know, but it's got to be significant because how many people are really watching a show
Yeah,
before they watch what they were going to watch originally?
that's funny. What's going over there, Kyle? You've been pretty quiet.
We've had a lot more suggestions on people to come in. The guys from WebDM, Jim Butcher, Patrick Rothfuss.
Would
yeah,
love to get Butcher.
I meant to. Jen Butcher would be good.
Awesome.
I meant to reach out to those guys the other night. I went on Facebook with that intent, and then
I just did not.
it just went somewhere else instead.
It's like, oh, Facebook. Whee! There goes 2 hours.
Squirrel.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes Twitter is a good place to like try to reach out to people too.
Yeah.
So.
Facebook can be good too, like if you're actually connected with them, because then you can just like message them and they'll either respond or ignore you.
Yeah.
And I think
And I've gotten a bit of both.
Yeah, if we
So-
try and like if we went on Twitter and did that, I would think that if we told the fans and everything about that, they could either say, yeah, that I'd be really interested in seeing this person.
Well, the other
Kind of to let him know how much of our fan base is interested.
The other really important thing, like just like Twitter tactics or whatever, like if you don't start the tweet with their name, this way everybody sees it. Because if you start with their name, only people that follow both you and them see it, and you kind of want like a broader scope of people to be able to interact with that tweet to engage with it.
You'll have to tell me later how to actually do it.
Yeah,
But so, I'm sure I do it wrong. It's like, whatever. Mash buttons.
It's worked so far.
It's basically
We're on a live stream.
everything I do on a computer. I use the same methodology I would as if playing a fighting game for the first time.
yeah.
I just smash all
fighting
the
games,
buttons.
All fighting games, really. It's like Smash Brothers all over again.
Yeah, pretty much.
We also have a small sect of fans who are demanding more Scott Garibay videos.
And then another
Wait,
sect.
Are they
demand them as well.
demanding it?
Well,
Or are they
when can we
asking-
expect more videos of Scott Garibay? But it's been approved several times in the chat. A lot of people saying, yes, we need more Garibay.
Have Scott Garibay appear on our show,
How's that?
the Futurama version. Where is it with his
Just a
head
head?
in the jar? That would be awesome.
Yeah.
We could give him fish flakes.
I've been
I
watching.
love you, buddy.
I've been watching a lot of Futurama, so it's a very, very poignant.
What?
Yeah,
we must
I
have the
recently-
technology. They're
I
going to do a
recently-
head transplant.
Yes, but they're attaching him eventually to.
Yeah, but I think we could just
We're,
not do that.
we're really close,
We
man.
can cut out the middleman.
Cut out the middleman.
Yeah.
Just needs to eat fish food for the brain.
So to the chat, would you prefer the full Scott Garibay version or the Futurama head version? See which one we can make happen.
We actually have one very odd request for
Okay.
Nerdarchy behind the scenes. I told them that would literally just be a video of me sitting here on my laptop.
Yeah, we're on live stream. We'll
Yeah,
record.
Just you got the one camera facing this way.
Behind the
Just-
scenes. What exactly? It's like us arguing over what video to do next. And
Behind the dirt.
that idea is stupid, Ted.
We'll put a video camera over there so that you can see the
Yeah.
lighting set up, and Kyle there at the computer.
You'd be like, wow, this is really. We'll get more views on that than we do the live stream.
Well, I mean, it's just like like all the kinds of behind the scenes people are interested in, like the little nitty gritty things and
Well, it's like they have
interesting details.
They have Talks Machina, which is like a talk show now about like the Vox Machina, like Critical Role show. There's the Talking Dead, but I don't think we're at that level of having 360 content around what we do.
I don't think so too. I don't think we do anything. Like, guys, we just kind of show up and like, are we ready? We're ready. You got a list of ideas? Yeah. And then we turn a camera on.
Yeah, or sometimes it's we come up with ideas over like 15 to 25 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe some of that might be interesting, and then we say off-color things that we should probably never ever reveal to
Record.
the world.
Yeah. Terrible
Yeah.
things.
It has to be on our unlisted.
Special Patreon.
Here's a special link.
Yeah, we'll do like the Patreon black box package. Yeah.
Yeah, except for our version, we'll have the Men in Black flashy thing after they watch it.
Nerdarchy After Dark.
We're all actually really horrible people. We only role play at being nice guys for the camera.
And Dave fails his checks all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
Gotta get some more charisma on that.
Have there been any actual questions yet?
Only a few. One that I
They just come to
remember.
talk to each other.
Yeah, right. That's basically what we do over here. You guys talk, we talk. It's essentially.
It's a side conversation.
We got Kyle now.
Side quest. Yeah.
We're like the background music.
Ah.
White noise. We were white noise.
I did get one question really early in the chat. I'm going to see if I can find who it was from. Paulius the Mad wants to know, for Kobold Artificers, which vehicle would work better? A steampunk tank manned by 3 kobolds, or just 1 kobold in a World War I style airplane?
I like the airplane.
I like the tank.
Yeah.
I like the tank, but only because it's got 3 other kobolds with him.
Yeah.
More prone for random things to happen. More
I like the
kobolds.
tank. Because the airplane can't be used all the time, but the airplane sounds pretty cool.
Airplane, I'm totally imagining like the Snoopy Red Baron sort of situation.
Yeah, I was
That's
imagining
what
the
All
same
right,
thing.
that's pretty good. Yeah.
But then I was also kind of thinking about, I think it was Mike Gould that came up with the idea of a Dragonborn noble with the knight variant, with 3 kobolds as his
Retainers.
Nice.
See, most Dragonborn respectable Dragonborn try to distance themselves from the kobolds, all right? As much as possible.
But kobolds have dark vision and have tails.
So they're kind of superior genetically, other than the -4 the strength.
Yes, other than that, they're totally superior.
I think it's only -2.
And does he kind of like, is he a charlatan? He's trying to convince them that he is actually a dragon that's just young and he's going to grow up into a massive.
Oh, I don't know the whole backstory. I think the idea is it's hilarious to be a Dragonborn knight with 3
Oh, yeah,
three
definitely.
retainers that are kobolds.
Yeah, that's good.
That does sound like a fun character to play.
Then they can be super useless. Like,
Yeah.
But they're comedic relief as well.
But that being said, there is also the AD&D version of the kobold, which they were more like a cross between a dog and a reptile,
Yeah.
humanoid. Then now they made them very much more draconic.
Yeah, they used to be like little bulldog rat, scaly
Hybrids.
folk.
Yeah,
hybrids.
yeah, it's exactly a rodent, dog, and rodent, chihuahua, and reptile, all put in a blender.
Well, if you play Kobolds Ate My Baby, 3rd edition, they actually are furry. So
That's
I've
just
seen
weird.
I've seen furry versions. of
I have
kobold.
seen like
Actually,
big
30.
fox
Yeah.
kind of
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah, trying to think. I think 2nd edition actually had them kind of furry looking, a little bit. One of the monster manuals, like the way they depicted them, had like it's fur texture going on.
I don't know.
Or maybe that was
I
3rd
just
edition.
I just remember big heads and looking like dog snouts,
Yeah.
like a
Flat
small
face. Yeah.
flat face and scaly, and they had the long rat tail.
I like the reptile version.
Yeah.
Goes with
I don't know. What do you guys think?
It's consistent.
How do you prefer your kobolds? But basically when they
Over
did
easy.
sorcerer, yeah. Ooh, that was close.
What happened?
I bumped the set, and I think it almost came down.
Oh no!
more bolts, more screws, more rivets.
Hey, what do you think about we could do
Avalanche.
beardy sounds ASMR videos where we just rub our beards against the
I guess I
microphone?
like,
Yeah. When I stumbled across ASMR, I was like, "This is a weird part of the internet, my friend.
It's a weird part, but then it's like you can't look away.
Yeah, you're like, oh,
You can't take your headphones off once you've
it's like
realized.
it's just basically people that are like soothed by certain sounds, like the idea of like nails on like a wooden brush,
tapping or tapping on something.
Yeah, and they're like, and like some of the,
you know, have you been to these places?
No.
it's on YouTube, but some of the comments are hilarious. Like some of them are like, yeah, I had to switch to regular porn because I could explain it easier to my parents.
Well, no, okay, this wraps back in because they actually do role playing stuff where it's like someone taking care of you, but they like usually whisper in the mic, you know, like soothing voices and trying to be quiet, but. You're like I think the idea is it's kind of
soothing
you're relaxing and you're also like taking on a role that is relaxing, like a person being taken care of by a nurse or something. And
guys, I think we just learned something today that we probably could have done without.
You can't
about our fellow Nerdarchy.
Please, Kyle, tell me that there's a question.
Kyle,
Let's see if we can divert this.
I made a bet in my mind you weren't going to last 10 minutes, and that was before the SMR.
Oh my god.
Uncle Peter would like to know how much time do Dave and Ted prep for their live sessions?
You mean Dave and Nate? Because I've been doing the live sessions with Nate.
You mean the Monday through Friday, or do you?
I think they mean the actual, like, you know, the
Games.
weekend games.
Because
you guys call them live for some reason.
Well, yeah.
We're live. We do it all
We're
the time.
living people.
person.
Living
Everyone's
people
in
are
person
different.
there.
So our you know, the games that we run, I do a lot of improv, but I have ideas that are constantly percolating. It's like, okay, you know, how do I want to do this? How do I want to do that? Or sometimes I'll actually, you know, talk to Dave because we both do stuff with Griffin Gaff. It's like, you know, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? So it might work out to be, you know, 3 to 4 hours worth of thought processing, but I don't generally write anything down. Like it might be just like a few sentences that I need to make sure I hit, but beyond that, it's.
So the Scarlet Sisterhood game I'm running, I'm into session 6 or 7. 7?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still on the same sheet of paper.
Wow.
They do provide their own entertainment, don't they?
They do make it. Actually, I had some ideas of something that was going to happen last session. Never got to it.
Yeah.
They're too busy harassing my NPCs.
Yeah, stuff happened.
You have to watch the game to find out what that is.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with that game. I never know what they're going to do.
Yeah, it's really
So it would be
entertaining.
pointless to write material anyway.
Everybody's playing kayak control.
No, they've all got directions.
Yeah, they
you
do.
can tell their characters.
Yeah, they just go in their own directions,
Mhm.
and you know their thought process is completely different. But they're super into the game and what's going on. They just take avenues that I wouldn't expect to accomplish their goals.
Well, yeah, you play with this, you know, same core group of people for 20 years. It's gonna, you kind of got like a certain mindset for how things are supposed to roll. So when you get a whole bunch of fresh faces, and it's like, oh, this is
Yeah, I'm gonna
interesting.
you got to watch all these Nerdarchy videos where we play games, and so you guys come back and play right. So I know what's going on, for the love of God. Now, I generally like for whatever we're doing, I have like an overarching theme for that night that I want to go with, and then hopefully my players do. If not, we do something else. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's kind of the deal. As a DM, all you really need to do, I'll let you know. You just got to come up with one good fight in your head that you want to throw in there, and then everything else can just kind of happen around that. Like generally, like you have one good fight that makes sense for what's going on, and your players, you know, that are more combat hungry, that'll scratch their itch. Your role players, they'll find the role playing. You know, as long as you got things in your world that they interact with, they're not just in a stone room with nothing. They're gonna find things to interact with. You just roll with it. Keep a name generator on hand. Just try and do things like that. But what I would really like, one of you guys make this for me. I want a digital random encounter generator that is truly random. That you go, oh, they're in a forest. Give me something, a forest encounter. Maybe it's a challenge for level 0 party. Maybe it's a challenge for a level 20 party. I don't know. It's random. Not that. I looked. It's like, how many people are in your party? What level are they? Don't you understand? That's not random.
I mean, a lot of times it's kind of on a bell curve of how those things are. Like on the high ends, you get like things like dragons and other terrible things, and on the low end, you get like lowly pests, and in the middle, you get like middling things. But you're rolling randomly, and it's not appropriate to the party, or it doesn't take into account.
Dave wants equal chance for the players are going to utterly obliterate it to the players are going to be utterly obliterated if they fight it.
It was just right.
Yes.
the gods smiled. And I did kind of like come up with some weird formula in my mind to figure out what that would look like. And I did put that encounter in there. And I was like, they're going to see this and run away. That's scary as hell.
There's just
They fought it. And I was like, oh, they're going to die.
But they made it.
They did make it. They cleverly ran away and fought a running retreat, and it just kind of worked out.
attrition.
So, I was a little nervous. I was like, wow.
Well, I mean, that's the same thing of like just the fact that you have options when you play a role playing game. Like, sure, you could go and stand there and fight something toe to toe that's an overwhelming foe, or you can fight a running, retreating battle, which is the smarter plan.
Well, because it was funny, it got to the point where my barbarian's like, GTFO, and grabbed the gnome, and gnome's like, no, it must die. Put me down.
Little legs kicking.
Yeah, hurling fireballs over the barbarian's shoulder.
Well, that's good. Like, you got the barbarian taking all of her move actions.
Yes.
And then you have the spellcaster doing
It was like a barbarian gnome tank.
Yeah.
Point me towards the enemy.
Give him a little harness. Never get backstab again.
Master Blaster style.
That's a blaster situation.
You looked over at us.
We do have a really good question from Mina Harker. If a PC fiend-packed warlock does not tell anybody about the voices in his head from a cursed item that he did not identify and keeps accepting the offered powers, is it fine to turn him into a villain demon?
Eventually,
Absolutely.
sure. That becomes your
It should be a slow burn.
Yeah. Like give him or her little tokens or trinkets that like they get, like maybe their AC improves, but their skin becomes like maybe scaly and patches, like in harder or something like that.
So
or resistance to fire.
I would talk to the player out of game and let them know, hey, there's this thing that's going on. You either have the option of becoming a in party adversary, a NPC villain, and you make a new character, or you can begin trying to fight this and shrug off the effects of this item.
Yeah.
One way of doing it.
I would want to know what's the motivation for keeping it secret. Is it secret because they don't want anybody else to know because they're afraid that they'll lose their friends, or secret because they want to keep, they're like, oh, I like this. This is cool. Yeah, it's talking to me and offering me power, and I want that stuff. But I also don't want anybody else to have it. So it's like keeping it away from them.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, like if it starts to like the items got to start to make demands of the player that like they're going to have to start to make choices, right? Like, hey, I want you to kill that person, or you just have to kill someone, give me a sacrifice type of thing. Like the item should start to slowly do things that start to push the conscience of the wielder. And I think it's a fine thing that if the player ultimately keeps making these choices, well, then they've had their agency of making those choices. So there's nothing you as the dungeon master are doing poorly at that point.
Yeah, I wouldn't discuss it with them. I would just keep offering things and slowly pushing the envelope on what the thing wanted from them. Might start off small and go that way for a while.
Pilfering something first.
Yeah, and it might even like justify and rationalize why this makes sense to do it, and the player will either agree or disagree. And before next thing you know, they're standing in a room over all these corpses, wondering how they got there.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of power.
And they
like,
can fly.
like maybe it's at first like defacing holy symbols when the caster can, like of goodly gods, just like scratching them over, or covering them over with paint or chalk or do something like that, like
Pushing
little graffiti things.
Pushing someone down the stairs when no one else is around, so you won't be witnessed.
And it could be little ticks too, like you have an urge, you don't know why, to scratch that holy symbol.
Yeah.
Just want to scratch it, little scratch, small things.
Mar, yeah. Exactly.
Although that all sounds well and good thematically, but my question is what happens mechanically when your PC becomes a villain? Do you have the PvP fight right away the moment he decides to become the villain, or do you just relinquish control of that character to the DM?
There's a couple different ways to do it. Number one, you could have the agent that's within the party. So you've got the ability to have that player working towards his own ends. And we've actually done that in a handful of games, here, both to the disastrous, results of that particular player, to the, okay, well, you know what, I'm just getting arrested, situation. Or, it could be that, okay, he plays to a certain point and then he realizes, all right, it's getting too close. They're going to be on to me before I know it. He gets out. He then becomes an NPC, and that player makes up a new PC.
Yeah, it really just depends on what the player wants to do and how the DM wants to handle it. Because essentially, generally, as a rule of thumb, like the one player, it's going to be really tough for them to just flat out take the party. So it's probably not going to happen like that. Or it could happen where, unless they do something really devious, like they try to murder them in their sleep or something like that. But that's the whole thing where it should have been progressing along the whole time, and at a certain point, there's signs to the rest of the party that something's not right. It could be physical signs, like you said, but not necessarily. It could also just be how they're acting and their behavior. If they want more important, if they keep wanting to taking the gifts, they're going to have to keep serving that master.
Right. Yeah, and it could also be another physical sign that tips everybody else. If it's an NPC or a place that's kind of like hollowed ground, and everybody else is fine, and then they can't, the rest of the party sees that the person can't walk into it, or they are extremely agitated and get really angry.
Or they take some sort of penalty, like maybe it's a D6, like a negative D6 to all their saving throws.
Well, I would want it to be something physical, like and obvious to everybody when that happens. Like
they're sitting there, like
evident that there's an issue with this person being in this holiday.
They feel itchy while they're walking and uncomfortable.
Or the paladins, that knows how to detect fiends.
The divine sense
keeps like turning your way. Like, why does this person keep ticking on my radar?
So there's actually a bunch of different ways you can handle it. And it depends what you want in your game too as the GM. Like if you don't want player versus player, then make one of those things that gets demanded of it is to kind of remove the player from the game.
At a certain point.
Yeah, remove that character, and then you can take it over, and then it becomes an NPC later on in the game. So I mean, there are all ways of doing it. When you get closer, at that point, you may have to mention to the player, be like, so you're doing all this stuff. The other players are going to start to notice. Because I feel like too, there's a lot of things that we overlook as players that are happening in the game because we're not experiencing.
We're detached from it.
Yeah, we're not experiencing it. We're not really there. And there's things that a person that's actually going through these things would think about, but as a player, not really, because they're abstracts to you.
So we talked about them taking on the party, and realistically, unless you do something to magnify that particular player's power and hit points, he's not going to be able to. They're not going to be able to take the rest of the party.
You set up a situation where they have servitors and things like that. Basically they get allies in the situation, and then they turn on the party. I would say too, I would never, as Dungeon Master, set it up that it would be any different from another big boss fight sort of situation. So I wouldn't put that the character in the situation where they could handily slay all the other PCs.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be it's just going to be a hard fight, and some characters might die, but definitely the player playing the character that turned on the party, they're either going to die or flee.
Right.
Ultimately.
So and that's where I would go as well. But I would put it in a sense that, okay, you can enact this, and then you're probably going to get out or you're going to die.
Yeah, awesome climatic battle, very cool. The one where he starts poisoning and murdering the players one by one, not so cool. Your players are going to hate your fucking guts.
Well, and that other player, that's so much Dungeons and Discord happening right there.
You got to know. You have to know your table. At a certain point, you just got to know your table and know, is this going to be a good thing for my table or a bad thing for my table? Really, if the players are kind of fine with it and they have the maturity to handle it, sure, you can do it. But if this is going to ruin your gaming group, it's a bad idea. Unless you don't really want to play with them anymore and you got another one lined up.
This is my finale.
This is what I will be remembered for. They will all hate me.
We do have a question from Embershade Innkeeper. He wants to know how you guys would handle custom rules for terrain that changes randomly, effects such as lose your next action, increase your move speed until end of turn, and they're thinking it's going to be almost like a Cthulhu-esque living terrain.
So how you describe it is completely irrelevant to the mechanics, right? You can describe what's going on however you want, but the mechanics are just going to probably be random tables. I mean, that's what I would do. Or if you don't want to do random tables, you could just have it all figured out ahead of time and You know,
If you
round
did it,
one, this
yeah.
is what happens. Enter this area, that happens, kind of deal.
Yeah, and also too, like you could it's kind of lame to just say this just happens. Like, I mean, difficult terrain, sure, that's fine, but if it's an adverse effect, like losing a turn or whatever, you should get a saving throw.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
say that exactly. You should have a save. Dave and I recorded a video yesterday on like skill challenges and terrain that affect combat. So some of that might be apropos. I don't know when that's supposed to be going up, but as Dave says, a random chart. If you want it to just be totally just random based off of everyone is going to roll randomly, you could have it be as a turn sequential. So, okay, this round, everybody suffers this effect. Or you could have it area centric and you have
Zones on your battlefield or whatever.
Yeah, on the battlefield. And you have the cheat sheet behind the DM screen of, okay, if they go into zone X, this is what they do. If they go into zone Y, this is what happens.
Yeah, and there could be tells too. Like if it has like a Vard's black tentacle sort of situation, well, maybe there's writhing tentacles throughout that area.
Mm-hmm. And that
little
could be
things
what stop you from being able to get a turn if you fail a saving throw.
I'm just envisioning someone like a whole party and monsters getting swallowed up by a planet-sized monster, and you're like going through its biology. So sometimes you get stuck to a wall, or you can't get off of the surface, or there's tentacly things trying to digest you, or
Again, I think that was
And
a
you're just-
Futurama episode. Like,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
inside a fry.
was
Like,
it Futurama did it?
yeah, totally.
Tentacles trying to digest you does not sound like a good
Just
idea.
watch all of Futurama. You'll find the episode you need and use that.
Yeah, if you watch them fast enough, that's one right there. Yeah.
We also have a question. How would you, as a DM, roleplay with a player who is a battle rap bard?
You better.
You mean like
better
a wrap off? Or
That's
are
what
you
it sounds
talking
like. It sounds
Gotta
like,
get up your
Take-
game.
Crib notes from 8 Mile, perhaps.
Uh,
There's probably recordings of just all
Epic
the
Lloyd.
Yeah.
I would totally watch.
epic rap battles.
Well, I would.
I'm not
I,
sure.
no. I don't have game for that. I would totally watch like the lip sync rap battles and just have sound clips ready to be able to go and just lip sync it, or not even have to lip sync. It's like the NPC's doing this. Click, like done.
That might work, especially if you find like the rap battles that are like wizards versus wizards, or a Star Wars character or something like that. You might kind of find
You
something
could
that's
probably grab enough pieces.
There's enough nerdy rap out there that you got stuff covered.
that's how we would handle it, right?
just rap right on back.
Definitely, I would definitely not rap right on back.
You should you're gonna be like, guys, I was gonna write a session tonight, but instead I make this epic rap.
And then you're excited.
You just stick your food box on. Cantrip.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, and as the DM, you can cheat because you can have all kinds of props ready to go. You show up with backup dancers. You're so going down.
Second level, seen butlers rather than unseen.
So I'm gonna throw this out there as a tease for you guys for our Monday morning video.
You go so far, you actually hit the camera with it and knock it over.
Oh, see, like, so we have a giveaway to do too.
And we do. I don't know how much time we have
Not much.
have left. So, all right. Well, as we talked about a few weeks ago, the secret weapon terrain has got some cool dungeon accessories that.
Yeah, in that
We
video,
showed
we
off
actually
before.
put up cool pictures.
So
I did not do this time.
I did my my magical voodoo stuff that Dave says I do, and our winner, and I am certain that I'm going to butcher your last name, and for that I apologize. So Joel Lejungren, I will.
Oh, right, Joel.
You know Joel?
No.
So I will be reaching out to you via email later today.
So congrats to Joel.
Congrats,
That-
Joel.
That part I know
Yeah.
I can say.
You get the stuff from Secret Weapon Miniatures.
There's like cool statues and
Yeah,
pillars,
Statues, pillars, all kinds of.
sarcophagus with skeletons in them.
We'll keep our fingers crossed that you dwell in the U.S., but we'll send it to wherever you happen to live.
I got a pile of
Except
rocks
the
and
moon, or
swords.
International
Oh, a pile of
Space Station.
weapons.
Yeah, that's true. I guess if you're all outside of the planet Earth, that's probably the place that we would not
Yeah, we
send
cut
you.
it off with that.
Yeah.
Well,
It requires a rocket to get to you.
Yeah.
Well, it depends upon if we have a way of shipping it.
Well, there is always a rock with a chain attached to it. Never
Joel,
mind.
you don't happen to be in the chat, do you?
He's like, no one else is getting these. These are mine.
Never mind, Joel. I don't want to keep these. I'll give you a Nate instead. Find it optional. Nah, these are pretty sweet. Got piles of loot. Wait a minute, that's a frying pan.
That is the sweetest loot.
You could cook taters in that.
Hey,
buddy.
frying pan can be loot. That's actually a campsite.
Yeah, I know. That's why there's a frying pan in there. Maybe a piss poor campsite.
It's a treasure of a campsite.
Yeah.
So we don't have a response from Joel?
Nothing from Joel.
All right.
Well,
Okay.
congrats to
Congrats
Joel
to
then.
Joel. So there's a thing we did before. So are we going to do that with the Tales of the Yawning Portal? I meant to discuss this before we went live.
We usually do.
Like,
All right. So
I don't remember what we do.
panic.
All right. We get this from the
PR person.
company. So
360.
we do a flip through. We talk about it as a video, and then this enters into the giveaway pile.
Yes, but I was thinking actually maybe we should actually give it away. Maybe at the end of that video if you guys watch it.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
That could be a thing.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Should we give this away when we do the video? Is there any response in the chat? You guys let us know. Does anybody want a Yawning Portal?
No responses yet. However, people are asking why Ryan has the sniper rifle today.
Oh,
It is in the shot.
It's actually in the shot.
Oh no! Just turn it down.
Nah, it's,
No,
Well,
that is in there. That is.
Solidly in the shot.
It's all right.
'cause we
I did not set up the set.
And all the yes to give it away.
Oh yes.
Oh,
All right,
yes.
So how does
yes,
that
yes,
work?
yes.
On Monday when they watch the video, they comment upon it, and then next Saturday we give it away?
So we will do something that we failed miserably at it in the past.
Yeah, have we figured out a better way to do giveaways so that they actually most assuredly happen and we can contact the person? Because that's the contacting the person's been
Yeah.
the stumbling point.
So I think what we're gonna do is
discuss this off camera. And,
No, I know what we're gonna do. I got a brain and I'm going to use it.
Uh-oh.
We are going to do the video, and we would like you guys you got to comment on it, like, share, and it'd be nice if you're a subscriber, but you got to comment. And then next week when we do a live chat, we will pull like 5 names.
Mhm.
We'll pull the winner, and then we'll have 4 other runner-ups, and one of you guys is freaking getting this. And if someone doesn't respond in those 5 people, I think Nate's keeping it.
You read my mind, Dave.
my copies hopefully be here next week. So
So we're gonna do 1 through 5, and then if we can't get any of those people, so they have to be present in the live chat too. Is that how that?
No, they don't have to be present in live chat. Well, they have to reach back to us and reach
Reach out back to us.
and let us know, who to send it to. And if they don't, then we're just going to put it in the giveaway pile, and someone will get it at some point. But
So we'll try it.
yeah, we're going to try. There's nothing we can do if they don't get back to us.
It's like the lottery. You're just slowly building like a jackpot pile over there.
yeah. Maybe we should do that, the unclaimed prizes pile.
Yeah.
At some point.
Well, if we had enough stuff to give away, we could eventually make like a little treasure hoard, like a little,
Yeah, exactly.
well, the whole idea is to keep getting the stuff out there. We only have so much space for the giveaway stuff.
treasure hoard.
Yeah,
Think of the
we can get
treasure.
rid of your
I'll
kids
take
in
on
their
the
bedrooms.
I'll take on the responsibility of holding it in my place.
You could be like our Smaug.
You have too many
Yeah.
goblins.
No.
There's a bit of confusion as to which video to comment on. So if you want to reiterate
It will
that,
be the Yawning Tales of the Yawning Portal
Video. Yeah.
the one that will go up Monday
The
morning.
Sky King's Thunder video. So no, there will be the
Monday.
Monday video.
Tales from the Yawning Portal. Comment.
Comment,
Yeah.
like,
Comment.
share, subscribe.
We don't have to do those other things. We really like it when you do. But
really appreciate it.
but yeah, to be in the drawing, you have to comment. And then next week when we do the live chat, we'll pull 5 names, and hopefully one of you guys will respond to us, and we'll get to give it to you. So and we're gonna pull the names from the video for the Yawning Portal. So hopefully that's clear now. Like mud.
Comment Tales from the Yawning Portal video on Monday. The next Saturday, as in 7 days from now, we'll do the drawing.
Yes.
Someone will get a fabulous prize.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we'll draw several names, and then we'll go through the list, and we'll see what happens.
Yes, absolutely. So guys, I think we're at time. We got videos to shoot. There's things to do.
But they out there can.
You can keep chatting away.
Yeah.
Go right
Oh,
ahead.
by the way, all the links to everything we did, we didn't even mention this, is in the description below, as well as Ted likes to do this thing where he finds RPG related Kickstarters, and there's a list of those.
You're running out of time if you want an owlbear stuffed animal.
No, say it ain't
I think I
so.
want one.
I'm surprised they're able to do that. But,
Yeah, that's true. I guess I haven't heard from the legal department.
yeah. But until next time, guys,
Stay nerdy.